Unacheki poleni. Amoni maze ni njeve. Anyway, this is the 90 plus show. Football K Saturday live. Na uko hapa na Mr. 90 plus kama kawa your host. It's another week, game week, tuko hapa, very exciting games tunataka tuzipitie hapa na my co-hosts kama kawa. Kuna Anto ako pale, unaona pamba safi ya green. Kweli. Niaje Anto?
Poa sana.
Alafu tuko na jamaa ya FC. Unaona ukiona tu kitu ya blue, haiwezi kuwa kitu kingine. Haiwezi. Lakini unapendaga hizi team zenyu sana. Unapenda hizi team zenyu sana.
Lazima.
So anyway, tuko hapa maze game week 15 tunataka kucheki. There are 3 games lined up today and the rest hizo tano ni kesho. Of course, pick up in rumors. There are so many rumors flying around. Niko naona stories za Logarusich akicomplain hapo na Babu. I see someone else has joined us hapo. Mr. Papa Fololo.
Olamide.
Alikuwa performance hii weekend.
Maze kidogo stima ilikuwa imepotea bana na kaa hivi najiambia nimeingia na shangaa mbona na load. Ndio vipi lakini?
Tuko bro, tuko fit. Tulikuwa hapa na hivi. Tulikuwa na jeshi ya Gora hapa hivi na FC na mashati zao. Nilikuwa naambia vile wanapenda hizi timu zao. Hata umepata tu tukianza. We haven't been here quite a long time, 1 minute or so. So anyway, the highlights are this. Game 15, a few rumors here and there, predictions. Kama tumemaliza show ya leo. Hatunanga story mob, but we will try and tuone ni aje. So anyway, today tuko na 3 fixtures lined up. Kuna fixture moja iko hapa Nairobi, of course, Police KCB at 3 p.m. Game zote mbele leo ziko 3 p.m. Then Shabana playing Sofapaka uko Raila Odinga Stadium, Mabay, and Bandari welcoming Murang'a Seals. Uko Mbaraki Grounds Coast. Na nimeona wamepiga buzz pale mtandao, which was good. They had beans nini. But anyway, we get to it. So Mbakaya, najua as much as umevaa shati ya FC, kuna timu ya blue inacheza leo Mbakari. Inacheza hapo Mbaraki Stadium, Bandari versus Murang'a Seals. Hiyo games juu unaonaje pande yako? Unaona Guardiola akifanya maneno ama the ground will be as tough as other teams have found it this season?
I think for Murang'a Seals on the road, when the season started, they were the best team on the road. They knew how to get results, but vile nilisema at the start that this is a Premier League where pressure starts to creep in, fatigue, emotional panic starts to set in pole. So you find some teams start to weaken. Those that took off very well, especially if they're not mentally strong in their systems, they don't have a culture of running some things, they fizzle. The panic gets in when there's 1 loss or 2. And probably now, Murang'a in that state, their record is not so exciting, so easy. If we look at the league table, you'll see that they have not won any match in the last 5 matches. They have drawn 2 and lost 2, and it's not a good time to go away. The only danger is they face FC Leopards next, and the Leopards would be ones who would get the hit if Murang'a doesn't get a win away. But for Bandari, after losing their last match away to City Stars, they're the team that are in form at home. They've lost 2 years, but won 5 and drawn 1. So they're more of like winner takes it all kind of attitude for them. And I think they would fancy a win on this one. They have taken good number of points from opposition. that is slightly below them, apart from Talanta, which was in the top, which was within them. But this is a close match because these two teams have only a point separating. Same number of goals scored, almost same number of goals conceded as well. The goal difference is just a separate of 1 and 2. So this is why you see the league is there is not so much brilliance between the teams at the top and those at the bottom. I think we have over, apart from the points, you realize the statistics are ridiculous in that the number of points teams have, the number of goals teams have scored, and the number of goals teams have conceded is something to be concerned with. So my take is a draw is a fair result for this game. A draw is a fair result, but Muranga would really push for that as a result.
Kuna kitu umesema, one, kwanza about the league, the whole league as a whole. There is so little difference between the top teams and the bottom, not even the bottom. Adi number 10. Sahi hata Gor, as much as Gor are number 1, if today Gor lose the next 2 games, alafu the teams below them win their games, Gor hata wanaweza kuwa number 6. You know, there's so little difference, and I agree with you on that. So hakuna hata the top teams, hakuna broad daylight between them. Now, for example, Talanta at number 9, you know, Talanta at 28 points. If Gor on a draw mbili ama would lose mbili na Talanta win their games, wako hapo na hao. So yes, it's really kama ni it means the league is there is too much competition in the league, or does it speak about the quality of the league, the competition, ama what does it speak in your opinion about the league? That is,
I don't know. I don't know if it's competition or it's just that our standards are not completely high. We want to
inconsistency.
Yeah, I just feel maybe we are over expecting. We're over expecting the results and maybe overhyping our teams somehow. And we have just not got the groove back. To be honest, when you watch our matches and our league, it's not entertaining. We are here every day hyping because we believe there'll be better days. But you walk in there and sometimes you're wondering, maybe this should have been done in a better way. In terms of foot, in terms of player, in terms of tactics. Yes, the teams are very close, and sometimes it can mean 2 things. Either there is competition or there is mediocrity. This thing happened in the Ghanaian and in the Nigerian league, where there was almost 12 teams were in contention for promotion, and at the same time, almost 12 teams could be relegated by the time we were going to the final day. In that, teams won all their home matches, but lost away. So it was a case of you lose this side, you win this side. And that's what happened to the league for a long time. So I don't know if we could look at that as quality. But for me, I think the results are not, for sometimes the results is what people want, but we know very well how football works. Yeah. The overall structure of things around the game is what usually sells the football, not just results. And for some of us, we are concerned with the kind of lackluster play we are finding, the kind of lazy tactics we are getting, because winning that is part of football, but how much can you sustain boring play or a ridiculous quality of play? And that's why for me, I think why most people fell in love with maybe a coach who has left the country, Osems, even when he was losing, and I think all of us were in agreement, we enjoyed seeing the structure of play and the quality he had brought to the league. you could be happy that you walk into a pitch. Even Diesel, who is not a fan of Leopards, was happy that he could walk in and see that I could see build up from defense. I could see the goalkeeper involved in play. I could see, yes, it's a mistake. You realize, okay, it was a mistake, either an individual mistake, but it was exciting to see build up end to end, consistent structure. Now, the league seems to be lacking that, and even Leopard seems to have lost that focus. You can see there's a lot of twisting left, right. There's been a lot of complaints. Even I've seen even Anto and other people complain that the God coach, yes, they're winning, but they don't feel he's dominating enough for a champion. The points could be speaking, but there is fear that if anything happens, everybody can catch up, and you can see that close. There's total domination. We are lacking moments where if you lose, that we want to see when the small teams are winning, they thrash you because they outplayed you. We've had those remember, like, you used to find a team like City Stars in the past, and I think maybe they're still holding on to that underdog status. They just outplay you and smash you. They turn up. The days like Seren Kuma, Jimmy Bagea, we want to have that kind of approach back. Ulikunendo na meet Thika United. Kama huko
I was about to say the same. Ikipiga goal hapo, ikiwanyima league.
Wanakuja wamepita na wewe, that day you're like, all of you are seeing stars, you're like, hey man, leo tumepangiwa. You're like, this is what you want. But currently, when the smaller teams win, it's because it's hupahutia all over the place. As in, it's football. You're just like, and Diesel said, working with the Kaluma is having, not for any advertisement, but painkillers for your necks. It is, but I just feel the competitiveness is not there, and that's why I say, like a team like God, of course, like them, they know how to do game management, they know how to handle things, they know how to soak in the pressure, and they'll hit you on the points. But there was that time you would see God would hit you with almost 15 chances, mpaka mnaingia tu unapata tu hata defender anatetemeka tu, because it was chance after chance after chance. Now that is missing in the league currently, and I think we need that back, where it is just entertaining end to end. But I think it's a weakness with football in the world now. It has become very robotic, very boring. I don't think I enjoy modern football. Lamu.
Haina shida. Hizo ni politics tutaangalia. Of course, niko sure Anton and Devi also have their opinions on that. I feel let's cover the fixtures, then we'll go back to your discussion, because I feel we also need to have that on things we can improve generally for our league to be more entertaining and more competitive. So anyway, ulikuwa umesema hiyo game ya Muranga Seals, ulikuwa unasema it will be a very drab draw, or did you give your final?
I gave a draw because Muranga they've been like last on the road, but I just think the difference between the two teams is so close to have a complete outright winner. If Muranga go play cautious, what I kept saying is, every team needs to realize their place in history, not just on the log table, because football is played also with the certain records in mind. If you walk into a match as the underdog of the day, you have an opportunity to step up your game when you get your chances. But if you think you're a big team and you're just a small team, you'll be humbled. Utakuwa umejinyakulia kiti, baadaye unaambiwa kiti yako ni ile ambao pale chini, unaona ile bench. Toka toka hapa kwa podium, teremka pale kwa bench. Now that is now what Muranga Seals has found themselves. They had rushed to the top seat. Instead of being humble pale juu kwa dais, they were boasting tumefika and all that. And the league is very ruthless, by the league is ruthless, and we expect to see a lot of changes. I think some of these teams God is going to strengthen, because they might lose some players. Homeboys could lose or
Yo, Bakaya,
other.
before uende kwa transfer, because transfer is also
No, I'm not talking about transfer. I'm talking about Muranga Seals and Bandari, in the sense that the Muranga Seals mentality as the league progresses was very important. And I think, for me, I feel a draw is surface enough for both teams, to be fair.
True. Logarusic and versus KCB. That's the other fixture. They actually all at 3 p.m.
I think KCB coming from a very mediocre match last time, they're on the worst run. I think if you look at it, the expectations from them, they had a very good away record, but they just seem to have slumped. Yes, they've won 2 out of the last 5, but they're unbeaten. Yes, they're dropping points, they're drawing. And police, apart from, I think the rain made them lose the match in Moroni, which had to be replayed for some few minutes. I think it doesn't make sense.
Drew. They did not lose. They drew.
Yeah, they ended up drawing. For me, I feel it was like a loss because they lost momentum of the day. And it seems so in this rainy environment, most teams struggle. But I just don't see KCB winning this one.
I also feel the same. I
don't see KCB. The momentum police have is definitely one that should see them beat KCB comfortably. And yeah, so for me, it's a police win. It's a police win. Then if I look at the other big match, Shabana versus Sofapaka. Sofapaka have had some fine run ever since they got humiliated by Homeboys. They're like, Then they got Leopards back to back. They fought and scored in the last minute, and that goal has been the biggest revival for them because they've registered some nice wins against teams that are supposedly weak. But I think the way they got points against the Leopards was smash and grab, survival mode. They found Nzoia on the back foot. Then things Nzoia had underestimated them based on those few matches. Sofapaka against Sharks, whatever Sharks are smoking, they don't have any depth. But if you look at the goal line, it was very close. I remember mentioning Sharks will get a goal. This was like Kutapata Bibao. Then suddenly we have this. But I think this is where the good run ends. And Shabana will need to end their losing streak. After their win against Nzoia and their draw against KCB, they didn't play badly against Homeboys, apparently. So this will be a good matchup for Sofapaka and Shabana. There'll be goals. And I think a draw could be a fair result. But Sofapaka looking like they are enjoying some run. Pia wamezunguka sana. I think with the drama around the club and everything, Shabana having opportunity to sign a new coach, this is the day. This is the day. If indeed the curse of Homo Bay Stadium will have to be broken, probably this could be their big day. Shabana win.
Shukran. To you, Anto now. Anto, najua tumeongea hiyo aspect ya league and competition. A while ago, Sofapaka walikuwa relegation. Si ndio, Anto? Sasa hiyo wako number 14, wako number 13. And I think the last 2 wins they have had have propelled them out of the relegation. Do you fancy them having any chances versus Shabana hii game yao? Anto?
Sijui kama unanisikia. So ka leo nimeona post ya Tea amesema wamelipwa 1 month, alafu kuna game fulani yenye walishinda, I think si Sharks, ile ya Nzoia walipoa 30k, so wako na do kwa mfuko. I think kila msali alipoa 30k. Sasa sijui hiyo ilikuwa winning allowance ama nini, na wameshalipwa. hiyo it means sawa kumotivated hii weekend. Na hata kama Bakaya anasema at the curse of the stadium is to be broken today, hakuna kasi yote juu hii the same Shabana washa win game moja huko at Homa Bay. Sijui ilikuwa against City Stars ama ilikuwa nani, but they won. So naona hiyo momentum ya Sofapaka yenye wako nayo I think itaendelea, na sioni Shabana wakishinda hii game. The best inaweza kuwa ni draw, na hii game lazima both teams zitafunga juu muangalia game za Shabana za lately squeezy hazikosangi mabao. Iezi isha 1-0 ama 2-0, lazima timu zote zifungi. So hii game na pesha Sofapaka, Shabana iezi win. Ukienda kwa Murang'a Seals versus Bandari, hiyo poor run ya Murang'a I think bado itaendelea, juko ni away. Na vile mimi husema most people wenye watch Bandari ikicheza at home wanasema they are not the most convincing team, but wana win. Unaangalia wanacheza, unaweza pata the opponent wako juu yao, but Bandari wanapata one chance na wanafunga na wanakupiga 1-0. Nyinyi mnaweza kuwa with all the chances zenye mmepata but amuzi convert, au wanapata hiyo yao moja na wana convert na wa dominate ati play ati au ndo unaona ni the dominant side alafu wanashinda. Ni ile tu one chance wanapata ama a mistake hapo nyuma na wana capitalize na wanakufunga. So naona hii itaendelea, itakuwa the same, na sioni anyhow yenye inaitwaje yenye Murang'a Seals watafunga wataenda huko na wafunge Bandari. So hii ni Bandari win. Kukuja kwa Police versus KCB, mnasema Police itapiga KCB comfortably. Sioni kama hiyo ita happen. KCB imekuwa ikicheza game zao mostly in the last like 2-3 games wamecheza Police Sacco. So I think wako aware of the stadium, the pitch venye iko. Sasa sijui venye hiyo pitch iko juu mvua imekuwa ikinyesha lately. Hiyo pitch ikwangi mzuri sana mvua ikinyesha. Like most of our pitches mvua zikinyesha zikwangi poa sana. But I hope ita hold, na siwezi sema these are two teams zenye ziucheza ball ile kuweka ball chini, but hata kama waeki ball chini, pitch lazima affect play. Ka the surface venye iko, the condition of the surface lazima affect the way the team plays. But hii naona inaenda kwa game ngumu sana. I think sijui kama KCB bado wako na nilisikia wako na iliona wasewa na complain wako na injuries mingi, but sasa sijui bado wamekuwa relieved ama bado the injuries ziko hapo. But naona KCB will fight. Lugarusic na hizo rumors zake zote, I think tumezoea Lugarusic na vitu kaa hizo, and sioni the best result ya hii game ni draw ya 1-1 ama 0-0. Lamo.
Shukran Anto. Kuna watu wako na comments hapa, acha nisome comments before we get to Davies insights. Tross kama kawa amesema Shabana itachapwa na Sofapaka. Hiyo ndo Tross anasema. Alafu tuko na Gift Nyaga anasema competition. I think he was responding to the earlier nini. So Gift anasema competition iko gwan this season. Alafu anasema the upset of the win, then ni MC's win versus facing Blue Smiling. Anasema pia Gor watakula L. Vile naona Gift ni kama ni fan wa nini, but tuna get to prediction, hizo ni games za kesho. So far tuko games za saa 2. So anyway, keep your comments coming, tutazisoma hapa nini. So Devi, unaonaje games za leo? Najua timu zako 5 hazichezi. Timu zako 5. So Sharks haichezi leo. Ulinzi haichezi leo. Timu yako gani nyingine? Anyway, unaonaje games za leo? Bandari versus Murang'a.
as I had said on Thursday, wacha nianze na hiyo Shabana Sofapaka. Manze Sofapaka are on a very good run. Saizi Sofapaka wako fiti sana. Naona wakienda kuchapa Shabana. What Shabana can get from this game, the best they can get is a draw. Hiyo ndo the best, which is hiyo ni bare minimum. Sidhani kama wataipata. I am seeing a 2-1 hapo. Police na KCB. Police saizi at least bana unid draw ya shingo, wanacheza game fiti. Mina feel Police inaenda kuchapa KCB, but it will be a very close game pia. Inaweza end 0-0 ama 1-0. Bandari Muranga ichape aje Bandari kwao. Bana mnajua Bandari kwao. So pia hii tena ni ugonjwa nyingine same na Shabana. Muranga, the best they can expect from this game is a draw. The best. Lakini Bandari lazima ifunge kwao. So mi hapa naona 1-0 for Bandari or 2-1.
Safi sana. Devi umeambiwa na Mora. Bado tuko tu za leo.
No, nilikuwa nasema Muranga sioni atika itafunga mingi. But pia wakafunga mingi, it can be a very interesting game. But wanarudi home na loss. Unasema ulikuwa unasema?
Mora ako na message yako hapa. Amesema Mora amesema Dizo Shabana will win versus Sofapaka. Alafu amesema Bandari will win, Police will win. Yes, so you can keep your predictions coming. Kuna ingine naona Devi. Papa Fololo uko na mashughuli. Mafanzo wanadai tu kuongea na wewe. Devi umeambiwa game ni 90. Game huwaga ni 90. Sasa utulie ungoje.
Bro, hata kama game ni 90. Hata kama game ni 90 tunaongelea ma strengths hizi. Bro, there's no way unaenda kuniambia Iran ya Sofapaka. Bro, Sofapaka I think in the last 3 games.
Well, amo comments zinakuja hapo juu, toa kidole hapo bana. Comments zitapost.
Unajua lazima ni sawa. I cannot see them. Pole bro.
Wakisiwa na kwa shida. Unajua Lamo ni Mkisii atakagi tu kukubali. So
wow bro. Hata eri ungesema mimi ni Msomali bana. Mkisii bro. Kisii.
So chenye alikuwa anasema Aziz Sofapaka have been on a very good run. Unajua Shabana siwezi sema the same. Now Shabana itakuwa mtaani, but hata kama ni mtaani, Shabana wakiwa mtaani kwani hakuna photo ni build huko.
Hakuna difference.
Hakuna difference. As in Shabana kama AFC bala pale ni vibes and inshallah bra. Hiyo ndo inaendewa. Hii Sofapaka wako nayo, we have to acknowledge that. As in alafu tena na game zao ni tamu. Hii wakishindwa kuchapa Shabana, yenyewe Sofapaka ni AFC nyingine. In fact mimi hadi naweza jama hadi nitamani tu huyo coach apigwe na mawe. Wakishindwa kuchapa Shabana hii game. Because hiyo run yao, unaweza aje hiyo run ati unaenda unachapwa na Shabana aje.
Alafu unajua nani has been on very fine form, anaitwa aje Mieno amekuwa on very fine form. Unaget
aje wacha kijana kanare
kina Abdul huko pia. Abdul pia is someone else, amekuwa kichangamka deadly. Amekuwa kichangamka.
So hizo ndo predictions zangu za leo. For Bandari na we all know manze, Bandari wakiwa home. Bandari ni wajinga sana wakitravel by this. Sijui aze wanaenda wanakoga walezi. By the way wamewin game yote away. Of course yes. Kuna game wamebahatisha hapa juzi walipigana 1-0 wakiwa away. Bandari ni walezi wakiwa results zao mingi ukiziangalia wakiwa away wanakuaga but wakiwa home lazima wafunge. It's a must man. As in lazima wakiwa home. So wanaweza funga wa hold ama I don't know. It can be a high scoring game by the way. Very interesting. Wacheni tuone, but me I'm going for Bandari win, Police win, Sofapaka win.
Shukran. In fact walipiga timu yenyu Sharks. Waliwapiga 2-0 away.
Hiyo sasa ni timu ya kuongelea.
The truth is wakiwa away they rarely win games. They lost to Nairobi City Stars the last game. when they drew wakiwa away, wakapigwa na nini na initwaje, wakapigwa na Posta Rangers ile 2-0 wakiwa away. Tena ni Sharks pekee tu ndio wameshinda wakiwa away, unaona. Bidco waliwapiga 2-0, wakapigwa na hiyo ilikuwa mtaani wakipigwa. So anyway, they rarely lose huyo mtaani wako sawa, and then they are playing sales. For me, I feel one, kuna kitu nilikuwa nataka kuuliza Mora. We Mbakaya, umeweka comments hapo, there are so many notifications, so I can't read them. Mbakaya amenidis na David. So anyway, I ni kitambo sana nisikie Ogechi. Was he injured ama
Trust ache kuweka private comments, aweka hapo public comments kwa chat ya stream.
Yes, please. Unajua Trust ni ujaluo mingi na msumbua na ugora. We Trust, hebu rusha hizo comments zako huko kwa public sector. Kila mtu atakuziona. Unaficha nini? Ni pesa unaomba? So Mora jo sijui Ogechi amekuwa wapi. I haven't heard of him in a very long time. Amepotea. And what I usually believe in a team, when your talisman, your best players are missing, your results will always be negative. I know akona Mukangula hiyo pande ingine, regardless. Ogechi kuna time he was coming through for them. Ilikuwa ni set piece, Ogechi. Ilikuwa ni bao, assist ni Ogechi. He was a very important. So I don't know kama alikuwa injured, amerudi. I think he's around, or he has been around. But I would want to know what is happening with him. So for me, these are my predictions. Me umainje deadly. But here we go. I believe Bandari will win. Baraza will just get an edge. There is something, kuna kitu mbaraki you letea Bandari. I don't know if it's the fans or it's the weather or it's the football, but I feel Baraza and Akina Abdallah, because of the strikers, more important. Kuna huo striker wao nimeshinda nikisahau, akona jina ingine na sound Kirwandisi na sound tu uko nje. But I feel Bandari will edge. They will probably win 1-0. They're also a very professional team. Sidani, it's one of the few teams that have won so many games 1-0. Like they score and wanafunga. Ama sijui they are lucky or nini. Regardless, it still speaks more about the team. So 1-0 to Bandari. Shabana Sofapaka 1-1. Police will get. I feel they will get a very good, not comfortable, but hard fought 2-1 draw. Now na Police get the edge. Of course, KCB have had very informed players of late. Kahiro, nini. So, but regardless, Logarusi Chafi, I feel he will still have an edge and win. So today, I feel home teams, apart from Shabana, home teams will win the games today, apart from Shabana. But Shabana can surprise me. So, yeah, that is what I think. And those concludes our fixtures za leo. Cheki, wacha tu nisome hao majeshi. Okay. Ndo huyo Shabana. Thank you. Evans, yes, anaitwa Nsimbambi. From Uganda. Yes. Huo player wa Shabana. Tukianza season hakuwa kwa top scorer. Tumefika, sijui alikuwa ni alijoin ama alikam after league imesonga. Hiyo dakika ingine bana ako kwa list. I think he has 4 or 5 goals this season. He came through with very good goals the last few games for Bandari. So if their strikers can be effective today, Murang'a Seals wako na shida. But again, last game nani I heard Balecho had a very good game. Hatuwezi sahau mtu kama Witi pande ingine akina kama nini. If their players turn up, they could upset Bandari, but sioni. Bandari will win. So Trosa kwa hapo bado anasema he's good. He used to play in Egypt. Oh, nice. Mora anasema yes, Mora is telling me akona 5 goals. Thank you for that. Nsibambi. Mse hiyo jina tu ndio ilikuwa inanitoa. So that concludes today's matches. Alafu sasa tuko kesho. Kesho tuko na 1 2 3 4 5 6 matches. Mbona 6? Usually should have 8 anyway. Tuko na 6 matches. Na game ya kwanza ni hii team ya TV.
Should have
Haina
9 matches. It's a 16 league. Nini?
Eh?
It's an 18 team league. 9
Yeah,
matches.
normally on game week we have 8 matches.
9.
But hiyo ni Sunday bro, Sunday sumuongeza sato.
9 matches.
Tuko 9,
Leo ni
tuko na 9
tatu.
matches. Ndo nasema.
So 9.
Yeah, pole. So tomorrow we have 6 matches. There is hii game ya kina Devi versus Bidco. Bidco, you know, are hurting. Game iko hapa Police Sacco at 3. But the game zote ziko 3. Why do they keep putting games at 3 zote? Anyway, we will also see to get to that. I feel we should actually try and space them up. So anyway, Sharks are facing Bidco at the Police. Talanta are playing Gor Mahia Buhungu Stadium. Posta Rangers are playing Moroni in Machakos Stadium. Ulinzi Stars are welcoming Nairobi City Stars pale Complex. Nzoia Sugar are facing Tusker Sudi. Then the game of which Football KE will always be there. Where Tross bana. Najua maths bana. Wacha ufala. So game iko Nairobi kesho. Apart from hiyo Police. Hiyo iko Police Sacco ya Sharks ni FC versus Kakamega Homeboys na itakuwa Azam. Na hiyo tutakuwa, by the way, Football KE will be there. Tutakuwa pale Nyayo tukiona hii game. Unajua ni kama ini derby. Ini kama derby. Si ndio Ingo derby? Si ndio wewe Mbakaya? Yeah, so Mbakaya, I will just start with you. Juu hakuna order, game zote ziko 3. You can pick any fixture. You can start with your loving team or unaweza ruka.
It's okay. I think if I look at tomorrow's matches, mechi za kesho ni poa sana. Let's start with I want to maybe pick up. I think Nzoia versus Tusker will be an exciting match. Very close call. Both teams. I think the Tusker match versus Bidco was an ish match. Yes, they won, but there are a lot of question marks about the quality of play, if they deserve to win, because I think there was a very questionable penalty for them. So, but to beat Bidco are a stubborn side. They don't have any clear pattern of play. They are tricky to handle. So I think Nzoia going away, Tusker going away to Nzoia. They have played so many matches in such a short time. I hope fatigue doesn't catch up with them. I think they're looking forward for the holidays to just slow down and refresh. Watu enda wajipange. I think it's a draw. Nzoia Tusker will be a draw. Probably 0-0 or 1-1. Both teams are struggling to really get a grip on games, but Nzoia will be bowed by the fact that they pushed the champions to the edge. Tusker will be bowed by the fact that they won. So that is a draw for me. Posta Rangers versus Moroni Youth. I feel Moroni were lucky against Police. That was a precious point. The same way Nzoia got a precious point away for Moroni with their current form, but Posta want to bounce back. I don't think they'll be in a forgiving mood this time around unless something else is happening at Posta that we are not aware of. That would be the only worry. But I think for this one, it's a straight out Posta Rangers win. Ulinzi Stars versus Nairobi City Stars looks like a draw for me. I think both teams are back from some nice results. Nairobi City Stars has been surprising us with wins, taking teams to the cleaners, but I feel these might end at the complex. Probably a draw for both teams, just a 1-1, but there'll be goals in the match. That one will be a 1-1 draw. I think every City Stars game, those City Stars have not conceded a goal in the last 2 matches against big opposition. I think they will just open up. If you look at Ulinzi Stars, there has been a goal in each of their last few matches. For me, a win or would be great for Ulinzi Stars, but a draw is what I think will be the result of this game, most likely. Then, if I come and look at Sharks Bidco, I think Yes, we are saying that Sharks don't have the goals. If they can score that second goal, then they will put the matches. They no longer have the defense. Seems the coaches went to national duty. They haven't recovered. And that Keith Mbali has left Sharks. Keith Mbali has gone to the US. Yes, he's going to. Keith is going to the US. I saw some photo somewhere that he's picked his visa. He was under sponsorship, so vile sponsor alikuja akamwambia, I want you to come to the US. So losing Keith Mbali is a big blow to Sharks.
Yeah.
Big blow if indeed he's not going to be there. True, because he's a major player in the midfield. So I was to give them some hope, lakini based on those news, I think it's a Bidco win that one. I think Bidco will take advantage of that. If it's a draw, it will be a miracle for Sharks. But I think it is a moment for them to continue their nice losing streak. Unfortunately, Sharks are trading dangerously. If Leopards and say Shabana get wins today or in the next two matches, Sharks are going to go into Christmas period with the because the goal difference is bad and it's going to get worse. So let's say Leopards gets a point, 2 points in the next two matches, Sharks keeps losing, they'll drop. If Shaban also similarly gains some points, it's getting tougher and tougher for Sharks. I think based on those news, Bidco are dangerous on the counter. They have a good team, but they are conceding. So there'll be some goals. I see goal. If you can throw in some goals there, that would be fine, but I think it's a Bidco win away. Then, of course, the bigger match in terms of tactics, top of the table log kind of battle. I think Talanta versus Gor Mahia is going to be a good matchup, but Gor are good on the road. Yes, there are expectations that Talanta can surprise Nini, but I don't think Talanta have the form to beat Gor Mahia. Yeah. Gor just now to close this kind of matches. We were very cocky, and in the last match declaring that Gor would sweep away. They would sweep away. But we had not looked at Gor Mahia's home record, which I had mentioned was a worry. Gor have not won any home match. They had just been drawing, but away they're such a juggernaut. So I think it's another win for them on the road. And preferably, yes, they could concede. But the difference between their wins, ever since their 2-0 win away to Leopards, that's probably the highest win they've won by a margin, because the next one was Moroni. I think it will be a difference of 1 goal win margin, 1-2, because they're leaking. I think they have not solved the defensive issue. They're leaking. Talanta and also Talanta, yes, struggled to score, but I think Talanta did not score any goal in the last match. They were whipped properly, but they were able to score in the other matches. But their goal scoring is very lopsy-turvy. So I think it's a Gor win. Gor straightforward win. Finally, the match of the weekend, I think, in terms of the hype and all that drama, Leopards versus Kakamega Boys. I don't know if Leopards have anything in themselves. This is not even a derby. It's just that it's a match that employs two teams that have the same fans who shift moments depending on where they come from at a different point. And I think there's excitement with how the excitement that Homeboys has maintained a bit of competitiveness. They started the season very badly. Last season, they looked like they were struggling, then got back on foot, and they've continued that momentum since the year began into this new season. They've been to CAF, then they come in the league, look like they're badly off, and they're just on the momentum. Despite the news going around that Leopards want to raid Homeboys for their players, because I think like Shianda's contract is done. I think Shuma could be having a similar situation and a few other players. But that aside, I just think Homeboys have the edge for this match. You wouldn't really give Leopards a big chance. Having seen them play West chances, I don't think they'll get so many chances like they've been getting against the other teams. Like I was in Muranga watching Leopards play Bidco, and I was like, Mamma mia, the chances they wasted numerous chances. Miheso wasted a clean chance. Bakari, who was culpable for conceding some of the goals, wasted so many chances himself, wasted around 2 clean chances, one-on-ones. And it was not an exciting show for them. Leopards could have won if they had scored their chances. Oh, Victor Otieno, aka Aguero, also wasted the cleanest chances of the day. You would think he wants to score the TV Aguero-ish goals, and he didn't. So those were like 5 chances wasted by Leopards. As in, ndio goal, Mukopale, goalkeeper mebaki, you just need to give the ball direction, and the guy decides to just get confused. Either bad control or it just whizzles past the post. If they create those chances and convert them, they have a chance to pick a point, not a win, a point against Homeboys who are very good defensively. But if they don't take their chances, then expect Homeboys are not scoring like so many goals on the road because they're cautious. If they open up, they could get hurt. And it's not like Schumer is so efficient, he's got so many goals and it's ruthless, but they know how to get it done. If they score you, then they'll defend very well. That's one of their strengths. So for me, it's a Homeboys win on the road.
Safi sana, wacha nikuulize Mbakaya, because nimesikia kwanza ukiongea sana personnel for FC ni shida. Mieso Mr. Chance, Bakari Mr. Chance akapeana chance ya kufungwa, all that, given the chance. Do you na Yahama I know is also under so much pressure. I know he has come up with goals. And of course Omune ametoka injury. I don't know kama sha gain your match fitness, but do you think he warrants a start in today's game?
I think Omune should start in tomorrow's game. In my opinion, Yahama should drop to the bench. Start with Omune in attack. Nyake is fit. Start with Nyake also in the midfield. But don't bench Beja. The problem is you'll see the coach. I don't know something about coaches and just losing focus. I would play Beja, give Omune and Nyake the central attack. Probably, or Nyakea goes to the right, Omuna and Mieso become the 2 anchor attackers so that they can switch positions. These 3 players can shift because that's what happened in the second half before they got the goal. But it came so late in the match because the introduction of those players. So I think if they get their chemistry right at the front, it's about the chemistry. If they get the chemistry right, it could work, but I just don't see that chemistry working. Omune is not in a good mood. His contract is running out, and the news around the renewal and all these things. This coach saying he doesn't like the players. The coach has dismissed the team. You're hearing rumors of signing another 14 players. Fine, if you want to sign Ken Owino, I'm for it. I remember saying that Ken Owino might be at Leopards in the last show. I told you. I remember saying that Eshianda could be at Leopards to strengthen the team. But it doesn't mean that those defenders were there bad. It's just that you need the depth. The difference in our clubs, how we run them, is we usually don't know to differentiate depth and just signing. Because foolishly and foolhardily, you'll find that Leopards will sign Owino and Eshianda and then dismiss the other defenders. You've not fixed the problem. The problem is ensuring that you have the whole pack together. In that, these 2 guys are the solid team, but I can keep the other 2 teams, the other 2 players. But then with their ego and everything, you'll find the other players will not stay around. And that's the problem I have with Leopards. Now, the coach wants to sign some foreigners who he says he wanted players he's watched. This coach is an average coach. And I don't think those players is watched. It's business. signing defenders from abroad, saying that he's signing strikers. It's a scandal. It's scandalous. Trucha is a scam. Even if you give him the best players, I don't think we are going to see results. He's such an average coach. He's such a coach that I don't rate. There's no focus in his team, and that's why those players are struggling. The reason why we praised the last team that was playing at Leopards was purely because of the coach. It is leadership. It is trust. The players believed in the plan of the coach. This coach, Osems, made players who are playing in the county league, the players like Wanyama, players like Luhumwa, players like Maxwell, to look, and even Nani was coming from Division 1. This Ojo Lani had been playing in Division 1 for a long time. The guy has turned those guys into players people could be excited to watch. But unfortunately, this current coach lacks the focus. The players don't have belief in themselves. So I'm not going into this match with any hope. I know that we are the underdogs. If Leopards walk into this match thinking that they're the bigger team, woe unto them, they'll be smashed 3-1. And it's happened before. These guys can be very ruthless on the road. And should they concede fast, forget about getting back into the match. What Leopards will need to do is to drive into the depth of the leadership, let's say, of the brilliance of Nyakea, take their chances, check if they have Aguero. They now have options with Nyakea back, with Aguero there, with Beja. But I feel Aguero should be on the bench. Let him come back as a starter. I don't think his mind is clear. They looked off a bit mentally in the last match. Awiti should not start, but you'll be shocked at the decision that will be made. You cannot be playing 4-1-4-1. You'll be smashed by homeboys. One midfielder. And that's what I'm going to see these guys do. They'll play 4-1-4-1-1. That's what they're doing. And they have insisted that these two cousins should play together on the pitch. Yahama and his cousin Yahama, the two are playing together. They can't communicate. They make so many mistakes. No, because Miheso and his other cousin Yahama, Brian, they cannot talk on the pitch. Which kind of relationship is that? I would expect the two to be conversing and saying, bro, hujanipatia ball poa, ungeka hapa. But that communication is not there. They are walking on the pitch without speaking. So I'm expecting no positive result for me. I think a Homeboys win will be a fair result based on how we've been playing and based on how we are managing the match. And worse, if the same tactics will be used, 4-1 or is it 4-2, 4-1-1? It's going to be a disaster. Dizo.
Shukran sana. Mkika mbaya. Mimi najua mkika mbaya, Amuai lazima wafanye maneno ama Shuma. Because your game by the plus, you know, they know the magnitude of the game. To them, kwa ligi, then they usually look forward to a game kama ya FC. So it will be, I hope it will live up to the expectations. But venye tu ulisema at the beginning of the show, shida yetu ni kukuwa na expectations. So we will keep our expectations lower. Tukijua ni aje. So Anto ni wewe hapo. Unaweza uanze na timu yenu nini, ama umalize na timu yenu ama uanze na timu za DV. So what are your predictions, or how do you see games za kesho zinaka kujipanga aje? Nikusome tena ama uko nazo hapo?
Acha kwanza nianze tu na hii AFC. Hii AFC ndio ukiangalia kwa ligi saa hii I think inaitwaje, Kakamega Homeboys are the informed team kwa ligi saa hii. Think wameshinda games 5 zikifuatana, na FC venye tunajua FC iko tu ni FC tu ile ya kawaida. Mi kitu moja mi husema, I think au players wa FC saa hii wote tukiwachukua tuwavalishe hii jezi yetu, na hao wachukue players wetu tuwavalishe jezi yao, bado tutamaliza juu yao, niko very sure. So mi wananga shida FC, I don't think any players ama the technical bench wako na tu shida yenye maybe wanajua na wataki kuiongelea ama bado haijui ni gani, but si the playing unit ama the technical bench. Juu ukiangalia coaches wana changing coaches every time. Ukiangalia ndio last season walisema they wana rate awesome sana last season, but walimaliza namba ngapi? So unaona bado I think they had the best coach they have had in a very long time, but angalia namba yenye walimaliza mid table the same way wanamalizanga the other seasons. Naweza kumbuka last season ikienda kuishaisha, niliuliza Mbakaya vile walisema ati they will sign new players. Juu ile last season ikienda kuisha, unaweza kumbuka Mbakaya akisema venye FC inafikanga mahali ma players wanaachilia tu, yani hawana roho ya kuchezea team, na imekuwa hivyo for the past few seasons. Unaona, ndio FC inaweza cheza poa, but inafika mahali wanaachilia tu, wanaacha wanapigwa, wana draw, yani nika players hawako hata kwa team. But nikamuuliza hii season mpya yenye tunaenda kuanza side the current season yenye tuko, the players that will sign, nini itakuwa different yenye au ma players hawatafanya venye the previous teams zimekuwa zikifanya? Juu ijakuwa once, si ati ni ya one season thing, imekuwa ni season in season out. Na hii season tunaweza sema ndio imeanza mapema, juu hizo zingine zinaanzanga second leg huko, I think the final third of the season, but hii imeanza mapema. Unaona wase wengi wanasema players hawachezei team, hawachezei badge, wako tu yani wako comfort zone. Unaona imeanza mapema, but tukienda kwa hiyo game yao na KK, I don't think ndio hata kama players venye wanasema wajitumi, I think hii ni game yenye FC kitaka kurudisha the hearts of the fans kwa team, the many fans. Hii ni game yenye wanafaa wacheza wajitume kaa yao yote. I think kushinda ndio itakuwa ngumu for them, but I think a draw. Sidhani kama hii ni derby. Technically hii ni derby, tunaweza sema hivyo from Ningo derby. Ndio si derby, but technically tunaweza sema tu technically ni derby. So sidhani kama wataenda hii game ati hii ni game ati rahisi, ama hii wanaenda tu hii as any other game. Hii ni Kakamega Homeboys. I think hii ndio timu yenye inajaribu kuchukua place yao kwa hii inaitwa position yenye FC iko kwa that community, the lower community. Kakamega Homeboys inajaribu kuchukua hiyo place, kuchukua hiyo position. So sidhani kama FC wanaweza achilia hii game hivyo tu iende tu hivyo. Hata kama watapigwa, I think you will see some fight from FC Leopards, but ndio ni ngumu for them to win because they do not know how to score. Hiyo ni kitu FC wajui hii season. So hii game itatoka draw, but nikisema draw ya 0-0, Kakamega Homeboys wamekuwa wakifunga mabao sana, na yani najaribu kupewa FC hopes but nashindwa. So
kama hakuna
nimejaribu.
I think Lamo.
Yes.
What I would suggest is, for Anto keeps saying FC Awajikufunga, what we can say is they're not taking their chances, because they're scoring not in the way we want to score. They're Maheda, Mapena, other free kicks, set pieces, they're scoring. It is in this other style of play that, because if you've not watched their matches, they're wasting chances. Si kujua kutojua kufunga. I think that is degrading players. Let's use language yenye pia beyond. Let's also not look stupid in how we express certain things. Let's be also be a bit rational.
Right.
It is just stupid. You cannot say players don't know how to score. You cannot declare that players don't know how to score. Okay. Just say that.
Bakai, check.
No. I mean, it's not the only team that is not scoring in the league. We cannot degrade the whole league by saying
that
players
is his opinion, bro. That is his opinion. It's not
and
all
opinion. I mean, it condescending opinion on my team, and I'm here to say no.
Well, mambo ukweli, bro. If you're creating chances and you're not scoring goals, what are you doing? You're
Do
not
not
scoring
know how
goals.
to score.
Condescending.
Eh, but
Sawa, basi
tunaelewa. Anto,
acha tuseme
wacha
hivi.
kuchokoza shemeji. Unachokoza shemeji. Refresh.
Acha ndio sitasema they do not know how to score. Nitasema hivi, they do not know how to take their chances. Hiyo ni poa.
Now that's better. That sounds a bit more better and fair to the whole league. We can have a cup of tea.
So we get you.
So kwa hizo chances they are making, they do not know how to convert those chances. So ndio nimejaribu hii game, mi nilikuwa naona kai itatoka draw, but venye naiona saa hii ni very hard kupata juu. Kama ni draw ya 0-0 because FC hawajui take their chances, na ni very hard kusema Homeboys hawezi funga saa hii bao, very hard. So hii game kama FC will not concede more than 3 goals watakuwa wamejaribu sana, but I hope for a draw for FC Leopards. Naweza tamani yani wase FC, mafans wa FC waende Christmas wakijua at least team iko wameanza kujituma, but itakuwa ngumu sana for them. Nilikuwa nimesema kwa hizi fixtures yenye zilikuwa zimebaki za FC before watu waende Christmas, nilikuwa naona watapata tu only 1 point, na hiyo ni draw hiyo ya Murang'a Seals, but think wanaenda tu kupigwa na Homeboys. Sioni any other result ya FC yenye watapata from this game, but kesho wajitume, mafans toke game waone timu yao. I hope mafans wa Homeboys watakam, hata kama ni 30. I hope watakuwa study. Itakuwa
Mnyamwezi tayari ni watano. Mnyamwezi tayari ni mafans watano.
Itakuwa poa sana. I hope wa travel wakam hiyo game, hata kama ni basi moja. I hope wakam, itakuwa poa sana nikiona kuna blue na kuna yellow kwa study, so itakuwa poa sana. Tukienda Moroni versus Posta versus Moroni, hiyo ni straight Posta win. Moroni wanakuja Nairobi. Sidhani kama hii ni ile Moroni yenye tulikuwa tunaona season ikianza walikuwa bit wanaweza compete, but kumekuwa na issues mingi za think financial problems huko Moroni, so sidhani kama Posta wanaweza achilia hii chance ati watoke draw ama Moroni wapige. Hiyo ni Posta win straight. Ukienda kwa Sharks versus Bidco, umesema inachezwa Police Sacco. Hata kama inachezwa, siwezi sema it is a good pitch. It is fair. Naweza sema it is a fairly good pitch. Na tunajua venye K-Sharks hucheza, but hii season last season they were scoring and equally conceding the same goals wenye wanafunga. Hii season they are conceding and they are not scoring. So I think tulikuwa tunasema last season walikuwa nafaa kutengeneza hiyo defense yao juu striking walikuwa sawa, but hii season vitu zimeharibika kwote, hakuna vitu poa poa. But season ikianza ulikuwa unaona ni defensively wako sawa and offensively wanafunga, but I think they have lost, is it 5 or 6 straight games ikifuatana. So na wanacheza na Bidco nawaambianga huyu cha kiatu. Bidco siwezi wasame, hao ndo wanatuumizianga maplayers wetu, tumizia maplayers wengi sana hii season in the 2 games zenye tumecheza nao. So sidhani ka itakuwa game soft sana. Bidco atakam hard, na I think this is the 6th loss ya Kariobangi Shark. Sioni kama Kariobangi Shark Sharks watatoka na anything. The best venye tunasema inakuwa draw, but ni very difficult for them hiyo draw, na think both teams will so, na mwenye atashinda ni Bidco. Sioni kama itakuwa any other way yenye itakuwa any other results yenye si Bidco win. Ukikam kwa Ulinzi versus Nairobi City Stars, Nairobi City Stars are scoring, Ulinzi equally scoring, but si mabao mingi. The last show tulisema Ulinzi ni timu yenye uwezi jua leo anaamkaje, wako inconsistent. Leo wanaweza shinda msee 4-0, kesho wanaweza pigwa na timu nyingine yenye hata expect wanapigwa kwanza home 2-0, so haujui what to expect from Ulinzi. Ile game ya wakipiga Talanta, si expect wapige Talanta hivyo 3-0. Nilikuwa na expect, sikuwa na expect yenye watapiga Talanta, but wakapiga Talanta hiyo siku. Alafu next wakapatana na Murang'a Seals wakadraw. So unaona ni kitu yenye leo wako juu, kesho wako chini. So hata hii game ya kesho, hata kama wako home, niliulizanga hao mafans wa Ulinzi wanipe statistics za Ulinzi yenye wakicheza complex. Wamecheza since complex ifunguliwa, wamecheza games ngapi at complex, the winning percentage ni ngapi, kama huko ni fortress ama si fortress. Hakuna mtu ashainipenda. I think itafanya hiyo statistic mimi mwenyewe nione how many games wamecheza huko na the winning rate yao ni iko aje at complex. Hii season tumeona ndio wako somehow wako strong at home, but si ile vile, bado wako tu ile inconsistent. So uwezi wapea ati 100% watapiga Nairobi City Stars. Na ukiangalia in recent times, in the recent game, Nairobi City Stars hawajakuwa na mchezo. So hii game Nairobi City Stars will win at complex. Najua kina mafans wao, wale mafans wao wasabu watakuwa, and I think pia Nairobi City Stars itakuwa na mafans wao wawili, so itakuwa iko tu sawa, but Nairobi City Stars will win this game. The other game ni Gor versus Talanta versus Gor. Wameamua kutupeleka Bukungu, so hiyo game itachezwa 3, na sasa mvua inanyesha, so sijui itakuwaje, but hii naona another Talanta loss with a big margin. I think tumecomplain sana hizo madro zetu, tumecomplain. I think imefikia the management na the technical bench. So hii game hakuna mchezo, hata ma players wanajua, wase wamekasirika, but kuna mafans wetu wenye hiyo the unbeaten tag yenye tuko nayo imewafunga macho sana. Juu ukiambia wase we are not team ka sahi, Gor sahi haifai kue, tunafaa sahi tukue na 30+ points sahi, hatufai bado tukue kwa ma 20, tuko na points 28 sahi, tunafaa kushapita 30, but tuko 28 in 14 games. But hiyo unbeaten tag hiyo ndio I think inafunga watu wengine macho. Unajua tunafaa tuangalie performance. Ukiangalia like the last game, ukiangalia hiyo I think the second goal, uwezi lose ball in the midfield, bado uende ufuate hiyo ball, unatembea na hiyo ball yenye ume lose ndio ina end up inakuwa bao. Unaona tukikashifu ma players juu ya kitu kaa hiyo, wase wengine wanasema ati hatufai kukashifu ma players, but hao players wanafaa wajue mafans wao wana travel sana, wanatembea, wanafuata hiyo team sana, wanatumia resources mingi sana, wana sacrifice vitu mingi sana kwenda kuwatch. So ukishava hiyo jezi, ball yoyote unafaa unacheza game yoyote yenye unaingia, unacheza game kama hiyo ndio your last game. so lazima ujitume. Hii si team ya kukaa tu ati unakaa lose ball na ufuati ball, lazima ufuate ball na try to win that ball back. So au players pia wanafaa wajue, ndio tunawapenda but tukiona vitu haziendi poa lazima tutawaambia. So hii ni ile game ya kujiredeem na watu waonyeshe wamesikia kenye tumesema the whole week since last weekend. Hii ni game they should not concede and they should not score less than 3 goals kwa hii game. Wafunge mabao mingi sana kwa hii game ndio tujue hao players wanachezea team na wako hapa. Wajui transfer window iko karibu kufunguliwa, so wanaweza pigwa shoka sana. So hapo ni a goal win ya 3+ goals. Omala lazima afunge bao 2 na birthday boy leo lazima apeane maassist kadhaa hapo. So hii game Omala must score, Kadu must score na maybe another player from the midfield lazima afunge, na assist zote ama hat-trick of assists from the birthday boy wa leo lazima apeane maassist ka zote. Ni game gani yenye sija predict? Think nime predict zote.
Ni zote ushachangamka. Ya Nzoia na Tusker ndo sijasikia.
Nzoia Tusker, Kapaito is scoring, amefunga bao for the first time since I come and I think kwanza alifunga 2. I think ile pressure yenye alikuwa nayo I think sasa imereduce, ashapata bao. I think amefunguka na Nzoia ndio are playing at home and kuna venye Nzoia ikipatana na big team I think wanajituma yao yote. I think watakuwa avoid na ile the draw they got from Gor away na sasa wako home na Tusker pia think hiyo win yenye walipata last on was it Wednesday wakicheza na Bidco. I think itakuwa somehow sijui, nilisikia kuna mashida mingi sana kwa Tusker behind the scenes. Wako na mashida mingi sana kwa management ya nini, ni mingi sana. I think management sijui ili change. Unasikia management haipatani na coach hapatani na the management, players pia sijui kuna venye pia wako kivyao, so kuna disorganization mingi sana Tusker. Ukipata hata sahii wakienda games kuna venye our travel venye a big team kama Tusker inafaa ina travel ile venye wanafaa wakuwe handle the team the way the team should be handled wakienda kucheza away, haiko venye ilikuanga kitambo. So hiyo pia inaweza play a part kwa the result yenye watapata kesho, but a draw iwezi kuwa mbaya, but naweza napenda Nzoia ikiwinio game ya kesho. Nataka Nzoia itoke huko kwa relegation, alafu Shabana na FC wakishapigwa hao ndo washuke huko chini.
Safi sana ndo. Kuna swali nilikuwa nataka kuuliza na msel alikuwa anauliza hapa, alikuwa anauliza story ya Mugisha. Of course Mugisha it has been confirmed anaenda huko, he is going to some Danish team FC Horsens, ishakuwa confirmed. So Icon was asking kama Mugisha amesonga. Huyo amesonga my guy. So who replaces him? Nani anacheza hapo kwa Mugisha? Do I think last game he is also one of your important players, so
he was, but I think bado ako, I think hajasonga bado. I think ataenda
ikifunguliwa.
But ukiangalia Mugisha since apate injury hajacheza any game, but alirudi training like 2 weeks back, amekuanga tu but hajakuwa akicheza. So hapo kwake sioni kama kunaweza kuwa na shida mingi sana hapo. Kuna Boni, kuna ukiangalia wa midfield tukicheza last weekend we played 4-4-2 na huwa tuchezangi 4-4-2 sana, but I think venye Kadu amerudi I think tunaweza cheza hiyo 442. Ukiangalia last season games mingi zenye we tried to play Kadu and Omala hazikuwa zina work, na wase wengi walikuwa na complain sana, but pia coach alikuwa anasema Kadu na Omala wako wanaweza cheza pamoja, but unaona hiyo sasa, hiyo ni kazi yake yeye, anafaa afanye hao wacheze pamoja because they are two strikers. Unafaa atufangi kwenda game na striker mmoja, and I think bado kesho Kadu na Omala will still play together. Sasa sijui tutacheza 442 ama tutacheza striker moja mwenye ako ana support mwingine, moja ako mbele mwingine ako nyuma. So mwenye ako mbele hatujui itakuwa Kadu au Omala, but I think inaweza kuwa Omala juu ukiangalia Kadu ni a typical number 9 but Omala is not. So wanaweza interchange. I think inaweza interchange juu ukiangalia the last game Omala alikuwa subbed off but Kadu alicheza the whole 90, and I think he will be the same. But hapo midfield we have a lot of players. Tuko na Lawrence, tuko na Juma, tuko na maplayers wengi sana hapo katikati. Ukiangalia kwa wings tuko na Boni, tuko na Bryson, tuko na Sibomana. I think hapo kwa Mugisha ndio we will lose a good player. Ndio hajacheza na sisi sana, he is a good player, but kama anasonga ni poa, kama anasonga but not for free. Kama tunamuuza hiyo ni poa, na hii ni kitu yenye mimi naweza furahia juu tulimpe platform. Ni player mwenye wase wengi wanamjua, wase ndio walikuwa wamemwona kwa AFCON and was it under 20 ile yenye zilichezwa earlier this year, but watu wako wamemjua sana. Hiyo vile kuchezea Gor imefanya Kahani first cup ya Uganda national team, so hiyo ni plus kwetu. Hiyo ni kitu yenye unaona player amedevelop, amekuja Gor na amesonga paka akaitwa national team. So kana naenda sisi tunamwish tu good luck, na isikuwa anaenda for free, ikwe tunamuuza juu ikikuwa for free itakuwa loss kwetu na itakuwa ni yeye ndo amebenefit more than sisi tumebenefit. But hapo kwake I think able replacement ziko, na sidhani kaa tuko mbaya vile, but vile nilisema last weekend, hapo mbele lazima tuta recruit, na lazima tuta recruit foreigner. Tunaona tunatoa foreigner moja, lazima wengine wawili wakabu, na au ndio watakuwa kumaliza hizo season kwa na mpaka asiseme ati tuko na pesa. Tuna pesa, but hiyo ndo kuko lazima tulete 2 foreigners saidi juu tuko na spaces ya 2 foreigners.
Biggie said more money more problems.
If you want to expand whatever capacity in life, pesa ni muhimu, na the more money you get the more problems zinakam. So Anto, I think we are done with you. At least umetupea insight, and I try at least uongea about your team. So Icon, I hope umesikia about Mugisha alishasonga. He had okay, bado yuko, but when the window is opened and concluded, you would have atakuwa shaenda juu. From here where I got this story, this is Mozart in the article ya Brian Odhiambo. There are quotes from Nani McKinstry, and he's saying he arrived here 4 months ago on a 1-year contract. But if there is money coming to the club, then why not? So of course God has to be compensated because he was supposed to be there for a year, but he has been there for 4 months, so lazima mcompensate for the 6 months. And ukishaangalia player amekuwa Gor, ameenda akachezea national team yake. He has scored a few goals for Gor. I think kuna time alifunga game yenyu. So amegrow, so lazima mpate hiyo compensation. Then he anaweza enda for free. And it being a Danish team, hata akienda for a couple of millions or ikifika huko sijui, I don't know, hizo ni speculation. They have not talked about the exact money, but hata kama ni a couple of millions or one or less than that, regardless, itakuwa bado fiti. So we are to Devi now. Devi, tumefika kwa timu zako 5. Ulinzi is playing tomorrow.
Kwanza mmebonga hata mmemaliza story zote. Sijui nini mnataka irudiwe. But anyway, mimi nitaanza na yenyewe, wacha tu niite timu yangu. Sharks should be closed. Sharks inafaa igeuzwe, waigeuze ikue academy ya Kenya. They have a structure of bringing up kids. I give them that. But they don't have a structure of competing in a league. Sharks ifungwe, man. Itoke kwa ligi. So, hii ni chance ya Bidco kwenda kunyanyua Sharks big time. Because Bidco pia ikiachiliwa ufunga. So, hapa naona kama aka 3-1 hivi. Talanta Gor. Nilisema this is also another interesting game. I'm giving Gor 2-1. But wasipochunga, hii inaenda kuwa draw. Another team of mine, Ulinzi na City Stars. Ulinzi ndio ile team bana hata uko sure, man. Ulinzi ni 50-50.
David, before uendelee, hiyo Ulinzi yako. If Mushiri does not turn up, hakuna form.
Ndio nakwambia, hiyo team ni 50-50. Hiyo team I think kuna transgender hiyo team. Kuna times wananyesha inabidi sijui anachezewa aje. Kuna azimia asiwaelewi.
But at least Kochonyo anajua English. At least Modo anajua English. He's very conversant, very eloquent. The contest ya English anashinda.
But wako na game tamu. Wako na game tamu, we give them that. So Ulinzi City Stars, mimi naona City Stars yenyewe wanajaribu watajaribu kujiredeem. So I am seeing a draw. Hapo itakuwa draw. Nzoia na Tusker, mimi nataka Tusker ichapwe. This actually is just a personal vendetta. Nataka tu Tusker ichapwe.
Ndio Disney mama. Ndio Disney.
Hii hata si ati ndio ni this year si feel kama Tusker ime come. Unajua Tusker ndio last season niliona walikuwa na competition fit sana na Gor. Unajua as in they kept the league. Hii mwaka sioni kama Tusker imekam hivyo. Nika imelegea. Bana saizi Posta Ranger ndio inacheza huko juu na Gor aje. Tusker mboni sisukumane huko. So mimi na feel wame disappoint. Alafu wako na bonge la midfielder mwenye nilikuwa na admire from Muranga pale Batez. Na bado wana do shit. So anyway, hii naona inaweza kuwa win for Tusker. Though mimi nataka wachapwe, but inaweza kuwa win for Tusker or a draw. Posta Rangers Moroni Posta Ranger inataka kwenda kutrarua watoto wa watu. Nil kwanza na wachapa 3-0. Wakiweza manze Posta wachapa watu hata 5. Moroni ndio timu ya kupeana pointi. Alafu niende kwa Leopards na Homeboys. Man. So Leopards ni Moroni imeomoka. Leopards acha nikwambie yenyewe ukweli ase wanacheza game though. Wanacheza game, but wakifika hapo mbele ndo sijui nini na happen. Wakifika hapo mbele sijui wanasahau game, sijui wanarogwa, sijui wanasikia njaa. As in, I've never understood. Hawajui kufunga na hiyo ndo kitu mbaya nataki kuambiwa.
They don't know how to take their chances. Ati hawajui kufunga.
Fuck not taking their chances, bro. Hado hawajui kufunga. Say bana, Ulinzi ukaona game yao unaweza toka hapo ushangae mbona wajafunga. In fact, if they take all their chances, Ulinzi would have been a very high scoring team.
Ulinzi ama FC?
FC, I mean, Leopards are not Ulinzi. AFC. AFC if wangekuwa wanachukua chances zao, it would have been a very high scoring team this season. But sijui ni nini man. Sijui wanafika pale mtu anadhani anacheza rugby. Sijui wanafika pale mtu anadhani yeye ni kiwete. As in sielewi. Alafu sasa chenye inanibamba ni you can see the frustration in the fans.
Lazima
man, I feed on that. I feed on that man. Hiyo siku tukiwa macha ungeona venye Mbakaya alikuwa amejam. Naambia Mbakaya lakini mnacheza fiti. Tunacheza fiti nini? But yeah man. So hii game we all know homeboys inaenda kunyanyua wase. Si hadi hata tunawaonea. AFC inaenda kurudi hapa tu kama kawaida. I always keep on telling you Mbakaya, turn this team of yours into a church. You will do better than a football team. Because saizi hata niliona transfer yenu. Bro, transfer ya AFC kwa nini inahitajika? Nyinyi hata mnafaa kutransfer hadi mafans. Transfer kila kitu kwa hiyo team bra. The entire team has to be transferred. Yani you have to replace the entire team. So hapa kwa Homeboys na AFC ya madharau naona 1-0 ama 3-1. Zote tu ni Homeboys bro. AFC but we are going to see a good game. This is literally it's going to be a good game. Yeah, I think I've finished my predictions. Sitaki kuingia kwa story mingi nimeshasema.
Kwanza mimi kitu imesemwa in this second sasa game za kesho ni story ya Imbali Keith, that is. As Keith has been kutoka kwa Sharks, even how he came into the Sharks team. He came alikuja ki replace a very veteran. Alikuja ki replace keeper. So you can see the kind of faith they had in him. You can see the kind of importance he was to that team. So that they are losing him. Kitu tu najua ni ati Sharks, they never fail to replace their stars. Shida tu ni bado tu expectations zinabaki pale. You see with Taiso, Stano akaingia, Stano had been there, of which sasa nani anaenda, Keith will be there, of course. Watu akina Kevin Luke, akina Otiala, that is, will have to take the mantle up, unaget. Because I feel Keith ni kama he has been a cog in that, not a cog, he's been one of the core players. Ni kama kina Musa Mali. Team ya Sharks ikitoka hivi huwezi kosa kuona Sharks hapo. Even then, whether Keith angekuwa leo or not, he has been there the past games, and you've seen the form that Sharks had. In fact, currently hakuna team iko na poor form kama Sharks. Sharks venye Anto umesema, Sharks wame lose game 5 zikifuatana. They have lost what do you mean? Game 5. Hizo ni game mob. Hiyo ni 15 points. Azin hata ungepata moja. So I don't see it changing today. They might get a draw and they will still feel like that is a very good result for them versus Bidco. Mind you, Bidco are also coming from walipigwa hapa midweek. Hii game wameshindwa kipostpone. Kapaito aliwafanya maneno. So they would want to get back to winning ways. Though I feel they will draw. Having played in the midweek, na feel wanaweza kuwa wamechoka. Na game ya Sharks ni ya kutembezana sana. If they are brilliant enough, wanaweza kaa tu ile tu kusit back and hit them on the attack, because Sharks will come, watakuja wakijua wako on the upper hand, wajakuwa na game in between. But kitu watu wanasawingi na ball in such situations ni playing continuously gives your team momentum. Ni kama training, unaget, because these are sportsmen. The more they play, the better. Unapata, you get to una get ku correct vitu kufanya the last game. So either way, I still feel ini 1-1. FC Talanta versus Gor Mahia. As much as watu wa Gor mko very upbeat versus hii game. Bana Kenyatta atawafanya maneno. Nyinyi pia si rahisi hivyo bro. Unaona? Gift hapa pia anasema Kenyatta ball mtati. I am with him. You know, for as much as tunaweza sema Talanta wamekuwa form yao imekuwa shaky. They have lost 1 game in 5 games, and that 5 games includes 2 wins as well. Haitakuwa rahisi. And Talanta have a knack of coming off games with a very solid point. Wanajua kukaza, wanajua kushinda 1-0, you know. So for me I feel this is a very tricky fixture for Gor. And ukiona Kenya walifanywa na home na Nzoia to concede that first in that first half, it is exactly what Talanta needs to do. Hit them mapema. Hata game ya Gor versus KCB, was it the first game of 1-1? I have noticed with Gor, just hit them na mapema. In such games, unaona Gor, the most they do is get a draw. They hardly overturn such fixtures. So Talanta, if they can get an early goal, it would be inaweza kuwa harder time for Gor. So for me, this is another draw for Gor. Sioni wakishinda. The other game is hii ingine ni Posta Rangers Moroni Youth. I feel this is a walkover for Rangers. If they do not win this game, sijui akina Ken wanadu nini. Unaget. Sijui akina Caleb wanapanga aje. Unaget. For this game is a walkover to them. It is a game for them to go back to their winning ways. They have been replaced at number 2 na Kakamega Homeboys. So hawawezi afford could drop points tena. They have been dropping points in the last games. This is the perfect game for them to get maximum points and try and inflict ile yani psychological warfare design wakapigana 4-0. Unajua kina Gor watakao waone ni noma. Unaget. I understand games zote zinachezwa at the same time, so by the time zinaisha watajua si ati kuna team itaingia na advantage ikijua our title nini wako juu ama walila, but they have to get back to destroying teams that like they used to at the beginning of the season, where walikuwa wanapigana 3-1, 3-0, 4-1, 2-0, you know. They have to go back to that. So sijui kama hizo bonuses zimefika design. Kuna team ni Shabana ama ulisema ni team gani imepigwa bonus? Ni Sofapaka kama sijui, I think. So kama bonuses za Rangers zimeingia, expect a drubbing. Expect team ya Adagala team yake ipigwe mabao mengi sana. Ulinzi City Stars. I feel City Stars will win this game. Ulinzi are very inconsistent, and if City Stars can avoid giving set pieces, stick with Mushiri, I don't feel Modo anaweza do a lot in this game. I don't think his team is very inconsistent. City Stars have proven that they can actually go against the big boys and get something. Hata tukiita Kupa Kutsie, it is exactly what got them the win versus, I think, was it Posta Rangers? Unaona. Na City Stars, form ya City Stars inasema hivi, this is their form. They are not ati wako mbaya. But in the last 5 games, they have won 4 games, mind you. They have won 4 games and drawn 1. Na hiyo ina include walipiga FC 3-2, wakapiga hii team nyingine, wakapiga Sharks. I know Sharks ni hivi, but 3 goals again was scored in that game. Wakapiga hii team ni Posta Rangers, of course walishinda 1-0, a very statement win. And lastly wakapiga Bandari. Na unaona mali hizo ni team ziko juu yao. Most of them wampiga Bandari, Posta Rangers. So for me, naona wakishinda hii game. Wacha wenye watu wa Ulinzi naona wakinyamazishwa. In fact, I want to go ahead and say this. As in it would be a very the least I expect from City Stars is a draw. I might be wrong, because Ulinzi again, they are very inconsistent. One day they are up, one day they are down. One day Mushiri is scoring free kicks like ni shooting practice, you know. So, but I'm going with a City Stars win. Nzoia Sugar Tusker, I feel they will frustrate Tusker huko mbaya sana. Hii ni draw ingine 2-2 ama by the way, Nzoia wanapenda draw zingine very funny. 2-2 ama 1-1. Kapaito, is he back? I don't know. I feel nikisikiza show na analysis ya King, I felt he was right when he was saying Kapaito is not used effectively in that Tusker team. And he was also saying it would be good akitoka. He deserves to be in a very well connected team that plays together. Because Kapaito na feel alikuja akijua mazen nilitoka huku nikiwa top scorer ama nikiwa top de la creme na nimerudi, I have to live up to that expectation. So he has been overworking himself. Ukimwona kwa hiyo team ya Tusker, ako mid, ako huko, is leading attack, ako wing, anatafutiana chances, he's trying a lot of things, meaning he has the energy. His link up play would have been so well if they would have used it to the maximum. And of course, scoring goals is not an issue for as long as unampea chances. So I don't know what is the issue with their midfield. Akina Bates huko Fanwa Devi, akina Dio sijui kama wanasaidia kunini huko mbele. I do not know what is the issue, but something has to be done. Something has to be done. Gift, mimi nimesema upset ni Ulinzi wanapigwa na City Stars. Anyway, hiyo si upset. It wouldn't be a shocker if they are watafungwa. But I don't see Gor winning versus Talanta for me. Ulinzi naona wakichapwa. Nzoia Sugar Tusker watadraw. FC Kakamega Homeboys, I really would love Kakamega Homeboys to continue with their form, because such forms from such teams inaleta competition. Unaona, before these five losses, Kakamega Homeboys walikuwa on the other side of the page ya standings. Ona sasa wako number 2. They are number 2. Unaona,
just Lamo, an update on that game. Shihanda is going to be out of the match after he got red carded in the last match. That's been the key player. That is the developing. So he's out of the match. I think Casey will be back in the Leopards lineup after being out because of a red card. Then also Leopards, the interest is if indeed the Shianda who is wanted is out of this match, I think it's a bloat Homeboys. Yes, they have options at the back, but you know there's always that leader. There's always that leader, because in set pieces, Shianda afunga bao mingi sana as a set piece, because you're sure if you're going to get to a corner situation, there's somebody, and those are the things that usually have been a big factor in carrying Homeboys in matches. You are afraid to concede corners against them because watawafunga. Now once wamewafunga, they'll disorient you and they'll now get other chances, because bao zao mingi sana ni from corners, sana corners and free kicks. They have the guys who can go in and hang, and Eshianda being out is, to me, is probably, if it makes Leopards confident, then they have a chance, because the new partnership at the defense, they have good Homeboys as good defenders, but I think that's a plus for Leopards if they can go into the match believing and trusting in themselves. But I feel, as you've just said, Homeboys have the edge in terms of all the other departments. They work as a team. Leopards doesn't work as a team. And apparently, yes, that one is true. They work. There's teamwork in Homeboys.
Leopards. They have very important players. And na feeling pia unaona Faruk huko nyuma. But that guy is a towering. He's huge. He's so huge.
Faruk is also out of the team, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. See, that's a huge blow.
Also, he's linked to the Leopards also. He was to join.
For me, I feel
he was to join, I think, last season, January, but because of the ban, he joined. But for me, as I've said, it's a Homeboys win all through. They have everything in place to win the game.
Now, Mimi, I will go opposite. I feel FC. This is where the rubber meets the road for FC. Like this is the duo life for FC. It being a derby in quotes, and it kuchezwa Nyayo. Na unajua venye FC wanapenda come Nyayo. Na feel FC would be buoyed with the are missing the key players. Because I believe Bana Farouk na Eshian are very key players. Akina Shuma might be there.
Hopes will be the end of you. Hopes will be the end of you.
Me sina hopes. Why would I have hopes for FC, bro? I don't give a hoot about them. Ni venye na feel Homeboys wanakuja on a very good momentum. You cannot wezi put aside their form. 5 wins on the trot. Hadi nilikuwa nauliza, I don't think Mbakaya juu you know more about this. I don't think in recent years you would find a team winning 5 games on the trot, as in successfully hivyo zikifuatana. Hii season hakuna team imedu kitu kaa hiyo. I know it's still early, 14 games.
Tusker did that last season, and even the other season.
I'm talking about this season, bro. I'm talking about this. This season hakuna team imedu kitu kaa hiyo, but na feel this is where it stops for them. The FC might get a draw or a very, very hard-fought win.
I don't think. Badelamo, after his comments, we coach rushing players. I don't think they're playing for him. You see, the players are torn. Whether do they play for the club and the fans, or do they play for a coach who is consistently lambasting their abilities, consistently blaming you? And you see, easy makosa zote. Maybe by the I know might be saying when there's a change uniform. Let me take you back to 2018. Easy blunders of FC zilianza 2017. These guys saw a team. Hey, hii team inacheza poa. Kama players ni wazuri sana. That was Thika United. That time Thika United were going down. So what did Leopards do? They went and signed around 6 players from there. Mkangula, kina Saad Tsuma, kina Said Tsuma, then Saad, Rochum, and some other guys. Wakawaleta FC around 5 or 6 players. A team that's going down, you think that those are good players. They got into the team. What did they do? They did not improve the team. There was expectation. The Mkangula was at Homeboy or at Thika. If you look at him Saizi, he regressed. Said Said was on off. Tuma, I never saw anything. Yes, he's a hard tackler, but he was always off because I could see. I think for me, I see football not from the pitch game. Me want a ball kutoka training ground. Whenever I have any doubts, I always look for an opportunity to see a team in a training space. And to me, that's where the quality of players is usually seen. And for me, I feel there was change under the Skanda regime. I think he signed almost 100 players. Or is it
22? Mulisain 22 players.
No, let's be very honest, because in 2019, Leopard signed almost 10 or 13 players. Every year has been a case of easy bands to Napata. If you put together plus this, Shikanda signed over 50 players. That's ridiculous for management. You cannot manage a football club like that. It's as Santa has been saying, it's an overall of in and out. For me, I'm not in agreement with that style of management where there's like now you are thinking of signing another set of almost 10 players. What for? If then Leopards went and did the same thing this year, signed almost 6 players from the year because they were playing well, but it's a team that was struggling to go down a year ago. Same players. Ukiangalia Juma mwenye ameenda Gor, he's not even purely a starter because there's something off. Suddenly they were like, wait a minute, it's not the player we're expecting. He's not, because we expected these players will command. Now, if the other players have gone to Leopards and commanded a place, yes, they are a cut above the rest somehow, but it's just about the team spirit disintegrating and players losing confidence around. Because you cannot tell me Katasi one-on-one is better off than Opio. They're almost equal and one is more experienced. You would still gravitate towards Opio and let Katasi go. But now you see what has happened. You cannot tell me Wanyama is completely a useless player, that Beja is better than him. In terms of certain tactical play, he can play for you wide, he can play for you 8. But what do we have? We now don't know how to use those players. We've disintegrated the last team. brought these players into pressure. And these players are either going, like Bakari is not the Bakari we knew, the hard tackler, the focus guy. It was total chaos. Kule Muranga says Bakari was taken to the cleaner severally, Wajama. It was not the Leopards you expect a big defender like Bakari being embarrassed. And you know why that such a guy will be embarrassed? Because in training, he doesn't face those challenges. Because as a coach, you need to ensure that your best defenders face the best midfielders in the training every day. Matchup, Machenga, these guys are ready for the opposition, but it's like that's not what is being done in training. And I'll be very honest, Trucha and his ilk might push for better players. Fine, they'll come. They'll be signed. Eshianda will come. Fine. Ken Owino will come. Good players to make the team better. You can get Musa from because Musa is the heartbeat of Posta Rangers in midfield. You can sign him. It's okay. Then what next? They come and realize, training session I thought I'm finding something better. And this is the challenge that I have. Football is not won just on the pitch. Yes, we can have individual brilliance, score and win. But the moment you start castigating players and showing them that you have options and they can tell, they'll just play you. Maybe by the unajua players wanauzanga chances sometimes intentionally. Me, I remember when I was those good old days. I still wonder Villa playing now in the NSL, and I remember when I was at Maseno University, we played several friendlies with them those days. Their current coach was our coach for campus. Those Terra. And Terra taught us one thing, which I've carried up to now. He taught me on the football pitch. He said, you have speed, you have everything. But kuna jamaa hapa kona skill wanaweza chenga, but they just have one problem. He told us, Kadenga alikuwa mmoja. Na tutakuwa na Kadenga mwingine Kenya. This was over so many years ago. But then, football simplicity is genius. Pata ball, patia mwingine, get into space. This is before some of us learned about this deep talk about tiki-taka. He said, for me, my success in football, even when I played for Leopards, was simplicity is genius in the game. If you get the ball and do the simple things, and you would now wake up when you're in the box, you'd realize, okay, hakuna haja complicate. Let me look at the goal, ninue kichwa na nitafunga. You'd score even from the tightest of angles. Because the coach believes and sense the belief in you. But I think that is lacking at Leopards. Mimi naweza kuwa castigated, mnaweza sema, this guy is anti-Leopards, he's a Leopards fan, he's just saying Trucha out na nini. But I can see the difference in a coach who will make players believe in themselves. You would see Aguero is running around the pitch, he's lacking options in his mind, he doesn't know what to do. Yes, ataingia kwa box, but this player, if he doesn't trust himself, and this trust, is a young player. Our players around 20, 19, 20, 21. These are young players in our environment. Even uko majuu mpaka player kwa 24, 25 ndio watu wana consider this player is mature, anaweza toka sasa, anaweza make certain ridiculous decisions. But the kind of pressure nyao vijana wa FC wako nayo, most of them are young. You look at Beja is around 20. You look at Aguero is around 20. Plus Nyaka is almost 23, 24 if you look at the others. But then Owundo has lost confidence. The goalkeeper Katasi is not an old keeper, by then kijana mdogo is around 22, 23, thereabouts, almost 24. These are young players, but I don't see that these players feeling protected by the person in charge of them. That he's not using that. Him is there, he's quick for the quick results. By now, as Diz was saying and Antol Konsema, right off the season, convince the players that there's no pressure this season. I want us to play our football this way. Let our matches will come. We still have like 20 matches to go. Out of these matches, to be safe, give me my 12 wins, I'll be okay. Even if you lose the rest, I don't mind. Don't go into a match when you're afraid. Just win for me this one. Yes, this team records say it has beaten us. Let's go get a draw. This team records say we can beat it. Let's go beat them. So, but if you walk around like that, FC Leopards seem to be changing a match. And I pity the people doing analysis at the club. I pity them because Leopards doesn't have a clear identity and they keep changing their style of play every match. And and no other players like Luke Namanda, who look like running all over the pitch. He's being tasked to do running end to end. I don't think he's that fit to do that. He would better learn to be smart. And that's why players like Shivachi are smart on the pitch. They knew when to be athletes and when not to, which teams not to be athletes. Ukiona team iko na winga mbaya, Shivachi would not run around the pitch. He would stick to his zone and defend. But at Leopards, yes, Lamo, we are looking forward to an exciting match. But beyond this match, what next? Muranga Seals is next. Muranga is a team that is very unpredictable. They can pack. Can Leopards possess enough to pull them out of that box? I don't think. If Leopards keep running they're running at Muranga Seals, it will be the most exciting game they won. Because if you look at the Gor Mahia versus Seals match, it was easy for Gor to be. Gor were nearly beaten on counters, and Leopards are so susceptible to counters because of the imbalance. Luango will be out. Case will come in and partner Bandari because Luango was very shaky in the last match. His confidence completely done, and the rumor that he'll go on loan. But clearly, Leopards at the moment, they have players who are good on paper, and to says you can put different jersey on them. But I don't think they're being turned into confident players. We have some average players who now need to move on from the team. I think Maxwell has served his time, probably he needs to go, and a few others. But the ones who have been signed need to be made to perform, but they cannot be made to perform by a coach who doesn't protect them. Muyoti said, give me 10 games, I'll be okay with the team. They bought into his philosophy. But this coach has come 10 games down the line, one fluke win, so many useless scenarios. Lamo, back to you.
Bro, nilikuwa hata najua tukikuachia hapa unaweza. So I think the other thing is the transfer windows. You've heard about Imbali. They also hiyo yako ishaenda, tunangoja iko na miwe. Mugisha is also leaving. I think we talked about this and what the only teams we looked so much on what they would want to add and make sure ni Muranga na Tabana. So kuna ma comments sijui kama mmeka hizo comments hapo. Probably I just want to read them. So Migisi is saying Shabana Kichwa, then Icon by the David Icon ameshinda kikuulizia hapa bana kwa comments. Anauliza habari ya mandevu, sijui anadai aje. Utatuambia form yako na Icon ni gani? You also
tell player huyo. Wewe kwanza ulikosa, wewe ndo hata irivo ulikosa, tungefungwa 11 ama 15.
Mimi ni ule msee. So ngoja unione hapo Thursday na boots. Nilikuwa na train. Nilikuwa nimeingia lab, nilikuwa na train. So Gift anasema Gift is anauliza mbona bana tunapeana predictions na uoga. He also says Modo ameivisha PR mingi. Sayari alikuwa ametoa comment nyingine. He was referring to when Ando alisema nini wajui kufunga mabao. Alisema Mbakaya anataka tusemee uite kupura long vertical ball into the channels. Yani in that language ndio tuongee, tusiseme ati wajui kufunga. Mseme tu they are not converting chances. Yeah, I love the fight ya FC na na mangumi zao na Kakamega Homeboys wanaleta ngumi za ugali. So I don't know what he means with that, but I believe he is also talking about the kind of game that will be. Itakuwa ni ama viatu na nguvu mingi, but hopefully a very exciting game. I believe a very exciting game. So I don't think there's any other thing other than, unless kuna kitu mtu anataka kusema. Mora mbona unatuwekea comment na ina kitu? Please speak up your mind.
Lamo, there's been news that there's been rumors around about transfer that Musa Oundo is linked with a move to FC to Gor Mahia. Yeah.
Bagaya, has that ever happened before? A player coming from, of course I know Nani. Has that happened before recently? A player crossing over from Gor to FC or vice versa, like in this case?
It's been there. It's been around it's been happening. Actually, I think we've watered down this the recent rivalry and players crossing all over the place. Now look at what, just to show you mediocrity. So the rumors that we have are that Leopards are targeting 3 players from Mathare United. In your rightful mind, I to kama unafikiria and you're a coach, because this guy has been watching these players. I want to give this rant na ikuwe very clear. It's not about kufreshana, and I'm not faking it. I'm an FC Leopards fan. Die ndani ya ndani. Wewe na akili zako mzuri, a team is in NSL. You're being linked to 3 of their players. Are you really mad? You want to rescue your team, wewe unataka kukimbilia players wa timu iko NSL to rescue your season. Are you normal? Are you normal? Surely, we cannot. This is the rumors you can hear. Kusikia and then Oundo can cross to goal. Oundo could cross if the opportunity was there, because the coach said he's not a good player. Can you play for a coach who tells you you're not a good player? Ama hizo remarks zilikuwaje? I don't have a good holding midfielder. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have. Players will put you under the bus, and a coach telling you that you would rather even cross over to the rivals. And then if to make it worse, you are linked to 3 players in a division lower than you. Come on, man! Unless you're planning on relegating a team, this is a clear agenda. Now it's even worse. Sharks yenye tunasema is doing badly. You're even linked to 2 more of their players. Indo mchezo yenye nilikuwa naambia ilifanyika 2017. Sign players from a team that's going down. Now we want to sign more players from Sharks, which is struggling.
Bakaya, don't you think that is the transfer policy of the team? Because what I'm getting from you.
No, to me, that's why we're saying this has to stop. And then you have ridiculous names, Abdullah Ibrahim and Arthur Gilego, according to Mesha Kisenge, because Kisenge never gives wrong information. Most of the time, it's 99.99. He has a source that is giving him these names. And to me, these players, apart from Eshianda, Brian Musa, and Ken Owino, if you sign those 3 players, you change the season. You change the season completely. You'll bring confidence in the team, because Musa will give you the defensive stability with, let's say Oundo. You're done. If you sign Eshianda and Ken Owino, you get defensive stability. You are completely done. You can now, the pressure on Casey can go down. He doesn't need to have so much pressure. You can sub defenders. They can feel confident. That is okay. Then, once the stability in midfield, the rest will work out up front. What Leopards lack is the clear strategy in midfield. 4-1-4-1. It's the most useless plan. Then, unataka kuchukua 2 players from Sharks. Fine, I don't have Alushula and Otiela good players, but the team is struggling. The team is struggling. This is not the time to go pick their players. They will not turn up. Now, you go pick 3 players. The rumors, Stephen Junge, Mark Kwasira, and Glenn Odhiambo from Mathare United. Fine, they're on top of the table, Uko NSL. But you rescue your season by signing players from NSL if you're a Premier League team? Who does that? It's like adding by subtracting. It doesn't work like that. So for me, I trash these rumors. If anybody is going to implement this, be rest assured, I don't think this is how to progress the team. And if these players are going to be signed, it will be the Thika United 2.0. It has taken Leopards 7 years to feel the impact of that Thika mess. They thought, most of us when we were speaking against it, they used to tell us, Auji Mkangula vile ameiva, Auji vile Tsuma vile ameiva, Auji vile Musa Sad. Musa Sad has played less than 20 matches in 6 years for Leopards. Full matches. I think 7 or 8. Less than 20. He scored less than 10 goals. And he was an attacking midfielder. Now, 5 goals actually. Now, that is the player mwenye anasifiwa. He's still on contract. 8 years at the club, the guy has not been playing. Now you want to add on more problems. You've signed players on long-term deals. Like Maxwell is on a long-term deal, 5 years or something. You've added Kinakatasi on other long-term deals, 2, 3, 4-year deals. These young players. Then you want to add more problems because Akina Otiala will not come around on short-term contracts. You'll bring that long-term contract. This is the problem with Leopards. It's this kind of transfer policies, and they will make us lag behind our rivals. Come on, back to you.
Buda. Yes, umelia. So now Icon anataka game 5 za kubet. Game kuna game Anto alisema ikosangi. Game ya Shabana wakosangi kufungwa. Hiyo game mimi ndakupatia GG. Unaona Shabana wakifunga. Yes, now of course lazima pia wafunge. How they always score. So for Paka lazima waeke. Hiyo ni game ya GG. Hiyo ni sure bet. Lakini ukidunda usilete noma. Miss the other Posta Rangers win. They will win. Kama uko na option ya kuweka 0.5 in favor of Posta Rangers, because at 1.5 I feel they will score more than 2 goals. So that is another one. Mbakaya anaweza kupatia the rest ama Devi akupe the rest. Wesikia Icon Devi Papa Fololo anakupatia.
Mimi pia I think hapo umemwambia Bandari na Muranga.
Hiyo sijagusia. Hiyo ni very tricky, but ndawaachia. Mimi ndawaachia.
Bandari na
Kila
Muranga.
mtu nataka kila msee apeane sure bet zake. Ndio Icon apate a lot of games za kuchoose. So Devi, game zako whether unataka kupeana 2, 3, 4 sure bet zako.
Sure bet zangu ni Shabana Sofapaka win. Bandari Muranga, Bandari win. Kariobangi Sharks Bidco win. Posta Rangers Moroni Posta win.
Bro, nampea fixture nataka sure bet. Enye unajua cheki. Unaona ile game? Set hiyo. Tushamaliza predictions za games zote.
Ndio hizo zenye nimemention hata ni 4, sijampa 5. Si hizo zenye hizo ni 4.
Icon vile.
Alafu ya mwisho ni Leopards na Homeboys. Homeboys win. As in hizo ni sure, hizo zote ni sure bet zenye nimemention.
Sawa bro, sawa.
Yeah, I think I can add on. Leopards will be drawing with the Homeboys at halftime. That one is a halftime X. That's what has been most of their matches. I think that will be that is the one I can give. I think Bidco versus
Sharks.
Bidco versus Sharks. That is over 2.5.
Anto zako najua utampatia sure bet ya Gor.
Over 1.5 for Gor.
Safi sana. Anto sijui ameenda.
Anto committed. Anto committed.
Anto unaweza unmute.
So Gor win, hiyo ni sure bet. Over 2.5. Siniwaambia Omala press na Kadu pia lazima wafunge. Posta Rangers win, straight win. Sofapaka straight win. KCB Police, hiyo ni draw. Hiyo ni sure draw. Kakamega Homeboys FC, Kakamega Homeboys 100%. And Sofapaka Shabana vile ulisema GG and over 2.5.
Safi sana. Icon, I hope umesikia. Wacha nikurudie. Umeambiwa 1 game ya FC halftime X, GG game ya Sofapaka. Devi amekupea sure bet hapo Bidco anafanya nini mbaya. Alafu umepewa Gor over 2.5 na ukiona pia unataka ku risk sana uweke over 2.5 na Gor win. Hizo ni 4. Gani nyingine umepewa? Kuna nyingine umepewa?
Police draw.
Hiyo nayo mimi nakwambia usiweke Police watashinda hiyo. Usiweke Police watashinda hiyo game. Ama ucheze 1x. Cheza 1x. Acheze 1x. Double chance.
Your game. These teams, most of these teams, like Police, KCB, most of the goals Police tend to, if they have to win games, they score in the first half. They consider a lot in the second half, if you've noticed. So it's something you can check. But I think Posta win, Shabana goal, Bidco over 2.5 versus Sharks. Leopards halftime X, it will be a match that could be under 2.5. That's very common with Leopards. Then Gor Mahia win or over 1.5. So Gor can concede or they can win 2-0. So it can be a 2-1 or a 2-0 win for some, because Talanta are not very strong, I think, at the moment. They seem to be back to where they were. If you want to risk it all, I think if you want to risk it all for Bandari versus Muranga, also Bandari Muranga will be a halftime X if you want to do it.
Aya, Icon amesema amewasikia, amesema shukran, alafu amesema Trucha anachujwa after amepigwa 3-0 watu Kakamega.
Mafans nao kutawaka.
So anyway, I can only say thank you so much, you guys, for being with me here for two plus hours. So the show has come to an end. I think we have covered everything we can today. Hizo maneno zingine, of course, join the space Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. You will have a lot of other content in the spaces, more insights from different people. Otherwise, my co-host, thank you so much, Devi, Bakaya, na Anto, and all the best to your teams. Devi, all the best to your 5 teams. Bakaya, kesho niko na nyinyi. I just feel si ati nashukia Kakamega Homeboyz, but I feel tomorrow will be different because everyone is gunning for a loss ya FC. That said, I want to end the show. Kama kuna kitu yote, final remarks please before ni end the show.
AFC hawajui kufunga.
Thank you. Anto yako.
Gor Mahia kesho over 3.5, acha kutoka 2.5.
Sawa. Mbakaya, your last remarks to your team.
No. As I said, tough game, but I just think the players and the coach have fallen out. Those guys are just there to the chemistry is not there. So it's the best result they'll get in that match is a draw, but I don't think it will be probably a Homeboyz win. Not a big win, it will be a Homeboyz. And they will hold the match, halftime, Wafika and a draw, but then they lose in the last minutes. That you can
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. It's been amazing. And this Kama Kawa is the 90 Plus show, Saturday live here with Mr. 90 Plus. Mbakaya amekuwa na sisi, Anto mtu wa Gor hapo, na Devi Papa Fororo mtu wa hizo timu zake zote 5. And for the guys who have been with us, akina Sayari, akina Evanso, Mora, Icon, champe wa Shabana, Migisha pia amekuwa na sisi, anaitwa Paul. I have to get your name right. Migisi has also been with us. Nani mwingine sijanini. Gift pia. Yes. So thank you so much. Wacha tufunge hii maneno bana, watu waingie Police Sacco aone game. Utaona watu wa Football KE huko, utaona bana huko. Kesho tutakuwa Nyayo, lakini game ya FC tukiona wakipigwa maviboko. So anyway, to me and my people, peace.